Hello YouTube, back with another video, and today I wanted to give you builds for PvP open world. Okay, this is not the PvP that the OGs like, where you queue and you do all that. It's just like PvP duels for the open world, and I'm gonna give y'all some builds on it. Okay, so first I'm gonna go into DPS. Typically you would want to be a rage, and I think the build goes Ebon, Tetrahedron, Omega, and Mercy. You know, and you would, that's the 4 artifacts. Now whatever the 5th one is, that's up to you, but those are the 4 main artifacts for DPS. You could throw, you know, Lamort card, Strat, or anything at the end, who knows, but those are the main 4. And then you would go DPS. I mean, you would just put your points in might and figure out your combos, and boom, you got a really good build. But you would have to be rage, and that's pretty much the best DPS build that we have right now. But the only problem with that is that it mainly only works with rage. So like, you could use it for another build, don't get me wrong, but you would have like better luck with rage, because rage's base DPS is just better than everybody else. But you know, it's okay. Moving on. So the next build would be a troll build. That's probably the best build in the game. It goes Hecate, Bop, Amulet Orel, Mercy, and Sinestro's Power Ring. That right now is the best build that you can get for trolls. I'm pretty sure it's probably the best in the game. And what you would spec in is Vit. You would go Vit, and then a little bit of dominance, a little bit of health. You know, you can max out that whole left side just for Mercy, the whole left side of you for your might, just to make sure your Mercy hits hard. And if you really want to get wicked, you put on 2 PvP rings, and you'll hit incredibly hard. You probably would just dominate for a while, but that's pretty much the best build that there is. I don't really use Sinestro's Power Ring. I trade it out for Mystic Symbol, but that doesn't take away from it at all, because it is actually the best thing going right now. It's pure meta. So that's pretty much the best build. And if you really wanted to turn up your allies, the allies for that, your rage allies, I really don't know what would be a good ally for rage DPS. I'm thinking maybe Shazam, but no one calls ally. Shazam's really good for mental, but maybe Starfire. Superboy is a good ally. There's really not a whole lot of good options for DPS ally. I would just throw Batman Who Laugh on and rock out with that. But mental, there's some good allies for that. I would use Poison Ivy and maybe Cyborg, because you run out of power, and Soda of Candor. I would level up that all the way. And that's pretty much the build, bro. That's it. You get your Vit up there, and you get like 150 points in the Vit, maybe more. Like, there's people that have like 900 skill points. Really, skill points don't really matter that much, but at the same time, they really do if you fight a person with like 900 of them. So that doesn't mean don't grind for skill points, but I wouldn't focus on it too much. I mean, but specking Vit, specking Might for Mercy, and you should do really good. You should do well. Level up your artifacts, of course, but yeah, you should do well. The next build that I got for you is Earth. Earth is probably another one of those powers that are like, it's on the brink of being the best in the entire game. Like, I hope they don't release any more tank cards, but the build for Earth, be like Demon Fang, Clarion, Mystic Symbol, Red Tornado, and Mercy. Be unstoppable. Go Resto, max out that whole left side. Who's stopping you, bro? If you got 600 SP and you put You put 200 in resto and max that whole left side out, put 200 and might, like, oh my God, dude. No one will be able to stop you just because of your shields and brick alone. Earth is just so annoying to fight. I actually will decline if a person with Earth even tries to duel me sometimes. But like, I don't do it all the time, but sometimes I just don't feel like fighting them because sometimes they are almost unbeatable. So Earth is another good power, and I just gave you the build for it. And now the allies for Earth would be just Calculator. That would be your main ally. Calculator and I think the cat is the cat, Clarion's cat. I think it's called Tinkle. They like Calculator and Tinkle. You don't have to go. If you really want to get wicked, Calculator and Poison Ivy. Because then you could debuff. You could debuff people while you're fighting, you know, and getting health back with Calculator and Mystic Symbol. Mystic Symbol, you don't even have to heal. It just heals you. Calculator does the same effect. It just heals you. So it's like, they stack. So I would do that. And that's pretty much the best build for any tank power. You could use that with any tank power. Atomic, Fire, Earth, Rage, whatever. But you'd be better off using Earth. Moving on. The best healer power, the best healer artifacts in power I don't know. I'm really torn on the healer power. The best I've seen so far this year, probably water. Water has been doing good. I don't know, out of nowhere. It was sorcery for a while, and all of a sudden water just started doing really good. So I'm gonna give you the build that I've seen for that, and it was really similar to the tank build. The only difference is they're using Shazam as the ally, because Shazam gives you 1% of resto every time you punch, but it does reset. But it gives you should read it. It's pretty good. But for the ally, you would just use Shazam and Calculator. Then you would do Mystic Symbol, Demon Fang and Clarion, Purple Healing Ray, and Page of Destiny. Pretty good. I don't think you use Page of Destiny. Actually, I'm sorry. Use Demon Fang, Clarion, Mystic Symbol, Purple Healing Ray, and Mercy. Use Mercy. Don't forget your Mercy, people. You can't forget the Mercy. The Mercy has no mercy. So you got to use it. That's the best. And typically, of course, you would try to do at least 200 points in resto and max out that whole left side the same way, kind of similar to the tank. If I was a healer, I would go super powered. I would not go hybrid, just because of the simple fact you're going to be running through a lot of power trying to heal. It's not like being a tank. Tanks heal, but like healers, they burn through much more power. But you know, even as a tank, I've talked to some tanks, one of my friends, and they said that they did really good when they went super powered instead of hybrid. So keep that in mind. You could also go super powered if you're on your troll builds, but I figured out a way around that. You can kind of use Cyborg in Bottled City of Kandor if you're a troll, and you don't really need to go super powered if you just drink the soda. It lasts for 30 minutes, and you don't really need to go super powered if you're a troll. Not really, but you can, and it helps a lot. But if you just max out Bottled City of Kandor and then you get Cyborg and you get him to at least level 8, I think you should be okay. I don't think you need to worry about that. But yeah, that's the best. That's pretty much the best healer build you're going to get right now. Should be the hardest hitting build on right now. And yeah, I'm sitting here trying to think of something else. If I'm missing anything, Mystic Symbol, that's an artifact that's really versatile. I think a lot of people don't utilize this artifact the way it should be used. Like I feel like a lot of trolls just ignore it and they just run to Sinestro, which is not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying that Mystic Symbol can replace Sinestro if you know what you're doing. If you know how to spec, and you know how to play the game, you can use Mystic Symbol with a troll build. You can do Like, I'll give you my build before I go, because I got to get back to work, obviously. But I'll give you my build. My build is Hecate, Bop, Mercy, Mystic Symbol, and that's it. And pretty much I got Calculator and I got Cyborg. No, I got Calculator and I don't even have Cyborg. I got Poison Ivy. And that's the build. Sometimes I throw Source Shard on the build. Sometimes I throw Strategist card on the build. But, you know, so that just goes to show that you don't have to always play meta. Sometimes you just read and just try things out and see if it works. It really sucks that the test server isn't up yet, or a lot of this stuff could have been tested. But, you know, here I am I'm actually trying to work with y'all and trying to make a video. So letting the new players know what's going on the open world. Now, this stuff doesn't really apply. I think I told y'all, but this stuff doesn't really apply to the arenas PvP or any of that stuff like that. This is just built solely for the open world. So, you know, just let me know what you think, and, you know, God bless y'all. Like, subscribe, and I thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate y'all. And, you know, have a blessed day.